And I was like, when she just mentioned it, I knew this was over for me because literally I took that cup of tea. Because tell me why would I even know? I mean, why would I even know? Why would I even know that that a cup of tea can literally cut you out of an interview process? Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Maureen Kashi. When you here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also like, share, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to get notified each time I post a new video. In this tutorial today, I'm going to share some of the 5 tips to enable you to actually ace that coming interview. So whether you're looking forward to an interview, whether you want to change careers in 2025, whether you're job hunting, this video is for you. And as you know, in my channel, it's all about career tips, it's all about tech tools, and also general educational content. So if this resonates well with you, then please subscribe and also share widely. I normally say that job hunting is a job on its own because it is so tedious. You go job hunting from one job to another, sending out thousands of applications, going for several interviews. And for some of the interviews in some organizations, they go for several rounds of interviews before they hire someone. And all this process, it's very tedious. And what I just want to tell the hiring managers, the recruiting teams, the hiring teams in 2025, please make the interviewing process very seamless, very smooth, so that these people actually may not get drained. Because this process is actually draining physically, emotionally, mentally, financially. It's so draining. And so before I share the 5 tips to actually ace that coming interview, I just want to share a brief story. I know interviews are so full of interesting stories, and I just want to share mine. Got interviewed, and then I was done with the interview, and then I was just told, now you go back, we will inform you of what we've decided, and whether you are a good fit for this particular role or not. And so I went back home. Later that evening, I decided to call my best friend. We had interviews the same day. So I went to call my best friend and I asked her how the interview in their place went. And she told me it was quite well. I asked her, so what do you think some of the tricks that these interviewers are using to actually cut people off? And literally, she told me the first thing is particularly, they don't even look at your papers. They look at some of the simple things such as how you carry yourself around, and some other tricks are like giving people a cup of tea. And I was like, when she just mentioned it, I knew this was over for me because literally I took that cup of tea. Because tell me why would I even know? I mean, why would I even know? Why would I even know that a cup of tea can literally cut you out of an interview process? I mean, I was so confident. I had checked all the boxes. I had my skills in check. Now, such a cup of tea comes and cuts me off. I was tired. I was so tired, literally, because that was the funniest interview I have ever gone to. And one thing I always like to reminding people is the moment you step into that institution, that is where your interviewing process starts. How you carry yourself, how you do everything. And that is one thing I had not learned because I was just out of campus and I didn't know some of these things. So the very simplest of things that you see around, that is what is going to determine if you get that particular job or not. And particularly, those are some of the small things that I didn't know about interviewing. In as much as I was well prepared for this particular interview, I never knew that that was going to get me out of that particular interview. And so, yeah, those are some of the simple things that happen in interviews. Share some of the 5 interview tricks and tips that you can use to actually get you that particular job that you want. The first one is preparation. Ensure that you are well prepared for this particular interview. Research on where the organization is. Research on the remuneration, research on what they offer, research on what they do, research on what their values, their mission, their goal is. Research literally everything about that organization, because once you get to that particular panel, they're going to ask you some of the questions about the institution. They're going to ask you why you chose that particular institution, and so on and so forth. So please do your research well on the organization that you want or that you're applying to. Also do your research well on the role that you're applying for. Don't just apply blindly, because I know sometimes when you're job hunting, you tend to just apply. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but before applying for jobs, you'd rather have 5 applications or 2 applications which are fitting for you. Because if you just apply for a particular job that you've seen on the internet, on a particular job board, and you get that particular job, and then after going there and you realize that this place is not where you wanted to be, you will be forced to get out of that place and also continue job hunting. And that is what you don't literally want to do in 2025. So please do your research well about the organization, about the job that you're applying for, so that even once you get that particular job, you'll be comfortable in that particular environment. You'll be comfortable with that particular job. And also another tip is ensure that you apply for a job that resonates with your values, a job that resonates with your goals. The second tip is relate. Learn to create a rapport with the interviewers. Once you get to that particular organization, once you are in that particular interview panel, don't just answer questions the way you are asked. Also, make efforts of also inquiring about the institution when given a chance. In as much as we are in an interview, also find your way of also asking questions to know about the institution. And also when given a chance, for example, when you're asked of, do you have a question for us? Always do your research prior to the interview, so that when that question is posed to you, you're able to actually inquire about the institution or any other thing. And I normally like saying that interviews is a two-way street. It is not just about you being asked the questions and answering them by you. It's also about you evaluating them. Is that institution fit for you? When you get that particular role, are you going to be comfortable in that environment? Are you going to be comfortable in that particular role that you had applied for? So this is your time to actually get to know them further, to know about the role further, to know about the organization further. Another interview tip is inform. Always learn to communicate, because if, for example, you had an interview schedule at 8 a.m. and maybe you are stuck on traffic, you're not going to make it at exactly 8 a.m. And I know maybe you have hours interviewees in place. So just make a call to this particular organization that, sorry, you'll be late. But I'm not saying this because, as usual, if you have an interview at 8 a.m., you should be there by 1 hour. So always prepare yourself so that you can get there by 1 hour. But as you know, life happens. So if you get stuck somewhere and you're late for that particular interview, or you will be late for like 5 to 10 minutes, please make a call. Don't just show up later and tell people that you're supposed to have that particular interview. So learn to communicate, learn to inform even the organization, the interviewers, the HR manager, or anyone responsible, or the hiring team, so that they know that you're ready, that they know that you're on your way to that particular interview, so that also you cannot keep people waiting, because maybe they would be waiting for you for that particular interview and yet you've gone to do other things, or you've just maybe, for instance, you've faced a particular life happening, because life just happens. Another tip is to market yourself. Don't just go there and highlight your skills, highlight your experiences. Please show what value you created in your past experiences and what value you're going to bring to this particular institution. Market yourself. This is your time to market yourself well for this particular interview, so that people can see the value that you're going to bring to the institution. Don't just go and giving a list of your past experiences, what you did in your past roles. No. This is your chance to really market yourself and do it well, do it audaciously, do it authentically, and show them that you are a good fit for this particular job. Is evaluation. Learn to listen carefully. Listening is a skill, an essential skill, especially in interviews. When asked a particular question, take time to take in the question. understand it before just giving answers, because your way of also answering back shows your personality, it shows your beliefs about the organization, it shows your belief about the role that you're just about to be given. And that takes a lot every time. So those are some of the 5 tips to enable you go through that particular interview successfully. The first one, that is prime. So we normally call them prime. Prepare, relate, inform, market, and also evaluate. Those 5 are so important when going for an interview. Always keep in mind that you are going to that particular interview with other several interviewees. So ensure that you stand out, you market yourself well, and do everything necessary to get yourself that particular job. And I just want to wish you all the best in your next job interview. Always be confident and wear your authenticity with audacity. See you next in my next video. Bye.